The 28th of October 2024, Volkswagen to close 3 factories. Yeah, the news is out today. Oh, it's genuine, all right. Volkswagen VW, the main brand. That's the cars with the VW brand on them. Like there is Skodas and various other Seats and things which are a brand of Volkswagen, but this is the Volkswagen brand itself, the VW, and it's to close 3 factories in Germany, and it's possible it's going to close one in Belgium. Now, they're going to have cost cuts of 4 billion euros. 4 billion euros. And they're inflicting 10% cuts on workers. They've never closed a factory before. They've always been on the up and up. They say that management says that factory costs are 25% too high. Now, they're a good enough car. I had a few of them. Something about them can be very good. But then the Germans have this habit. They're like a good cow that it lets you fill the bucket of milk if you're milking her out in the field, and then she kick it and spill it over. The first thing about some of them, the borers in particular, were too low to the road. They were so low that even with a sump guard, you could puncture the sump. And it was made paper thin. I had one of them, and that happened. But a good engine, other than that, but just too low, the cars of them. But now you're getting cars made now, you see them around the towns, and they're only 4 inches off the ground. I wonder how would they do if they suddenly hit something on the road, or a half of a brick that fell of a lorry or something like that. So there is a bit of a fashion for that, but it's not a very good fashion. And on the other hand, there's a fashion for hire vehicles. The other thing about the Volkswagen is the doors, the locks. I know several people. I know one lady, a doctor up the country, and she had a Passat, and she had to break the back window with a hammer to get into it. If you left the key on the seat and closed it, it'll lock the door. People say it's for your own security. My Bora did the very same, wasn't used to it. So anyone that buys a Volkswagen will that had another car like a Toyota, which doesn't have that security, will immediately be hit with this if they're not very careful. It's a very good thing to warn people, and dealers should tell people that too, not to leave the key in and have another key somewhere else. Then there was a chap telling me he knew somebody had a Mercedes and they had to open the boot with a crowbar. That's a lot of hassle. So there was that. Now there is also an issue with the Touareg and the VW Caddy 1.6. They can blow the injector out. Now anyone that knows about an engine knows how the injector is held in. Like it's goes in on the top of the engine and it has 2 bolts down. Or whatever way they have it designed, they can blow the injector up. It can actually go up and hit the bonnet. That has happened a Touareg. That is unbelievable. And years ago, there was a young lad in my area and he had bought a Polo. And it had coil packs on top of the engine. The coils were at the plug. And they kept going. They always used to go. I remember one time he was stuck. He had to get a few of us to come down and tow him home. So maybe they're not as good a cars as we were conditioned to believe. They had a great name. But I would say some of this is this bad quality. Now, the wee caddy van is a darling little yoke if you get it in but not on the 1.6. But it'll lock you in as well. So it's big news. Now, I've been predicting for 10 years that if the Germans didn't stop this green energy and renewable energy nonsense, they'd end up in big trouble. And the Greens are still in power in Germany, and this is the damn problem, that people are electing these crowd that'll shut up the whole industry. Anyhow, folks, that's just the story. Comment underneath about it. There's plenty of good videos there online about it. I mean, Volkswagen, it was synonymous with good oil quality, good materials, and everything else. So let's know, comment underneath, imagine that. And that could be only the start. Now, I wonder, now there's a bit of this, of course, the Russian gas problem and the high energy costs and all that. And they have, they were bragging about green for years, and now they have the green, and there they are. They're laying off workers. So there's no doubt many of those workers who are being laid off, and many that are being cut in their pay, have voted green. There is no doubt about that. Well, that's what you get. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Anyway, comment underneath. We'll see you back soon.